Hey everyone, Carrie here. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing my low-level mage build, as I can use all spells that require intelligence, and I'm only level 35 with no weapon upgrades. And what's really nice is you can take this build to whatever level you want. You don't need to stay 35 like myself. It will be an extremely powerful build wherever you take it. When I'm playing online, I get a lot of people message me asking about the build and how to make it. So that's what has inspired me to create this video. If you are a veteran player, then this will be the video for you, as I'm just going to be showcasing what items I have and demonstrating what they can do. For anyone else that perhaps is a new player or just unfamiliar with creating a mage character, I will be pairing this video with another one that'll be a full walkthrough showing how to obtain all of the items and complete the quests required to become a mage. Unfortunately, several of those quests are very lengthy and can easily be messed up, so I'm going to take you through it step by step in that video. I will link it to this one. Alright, so let's take a look at the stats. Starting class here was the Wretch, so that way I was level 1 and had 10 across the board in all of my stats. Very recommended if you're going to remain level 35. So here are my stats, and if you notice, I'm level 36. Somewhere there, I made a mistake and I accidentally put a point into Arcane. It should be 15, not 16, so just make note of that. All of your points should go into Intelligence. I believe it will take you to 44 Intelligence at level 35. With the help of the Twin Sage Glintstone Crown and the Source Seal, that will boost you to 55 total Intelligence, which you can see there. Okay, so let's look at the equipment. I use a cold longsword or a cold short spear in my right hand, and I pair that with the Bloodhound Step Ash of War. This allows me to quick step and cast on the go, and I also have no skill on my shield in order to utilize that quick step while fighting in combat. Also in the right hand is the Sacred Dagger with Golden Vow for a buff, and then I use Dragon Communion Seal in the left hand, so I can cast certain incantations. I have the Meteorite Staff, which is the best one at a low level. The Beast Crest Heater Shield offers the best guard boost and full 100% physical defense. The Twin Sage Glintstone Crown for that magic buff, or I switch to Silver Tear Mask if I need my arcane stat boosted. I actually use all of my magic flasks. I don't use any healing flasks. To heal, I rely on warming stones. I also have the uplifting aromatic in order to tank a hit, and I pair that with the boiled prawn. In the Wondrous Physic flask, I run the magic shrouding crack tier and the hidden tier to eliminate all FP consumption. Okay, so talismans, I've got the Source Seal on there for +5 into Mind, Intelligence, Faith, and Arcane. So that one stays on at all times, very powerful. And then up next I've got the Magic Scorpion Charm, which is a huge magic buff. I believe that one is 12%. The Graven Mass Talisman, again I think that's an 8% buff, it's very good. And the Ritual Sword Talisman, which does 10% buff. So those are basically my main loadout. Some honorable mentions, the Godfrey Icon, to swap that one out. My personal favorite is the Ancestral Spirit Horn for the FP that comes back. It works really nicely with the Carrion Slicer. FP cost of the Carrion Slicer is 4. You get 3 FP back using that talisman, so you can see how nicely that pairs. Looking at the crystal tiers, I will sometimes swap to the Intelligence Not Crystal tier for +10 into Intelligence or +10 into Faith with the Faith Knot, and occasionally using the Flame Shrouding Crack tier for the fire spells. Utilizing all of those is what will get you access to all of the intelligence-based spells, and there is even a few incantations such as Laws of Regression. So for some quick demonstrations, swapping in the Stargazer Heirloom allows me access to the Azura Comet spell. If we were to keep that on and now put the Intelligence Crystal Tier Knot in, now we can use Renala's Full Moon, which requires 70 Intelligence, which is crazy, at 35. If we switch to the Two Fingers Heirloom and the Faith Knot Crystal tier, now we can use all of the faith/intelligence spells, such as Explosive Ghost Flame, Rykard's Rancor, the Ancient Death Rancor, and of course if you do want any of those arcane spells, then we just switch the Silver Tier Mask on, and you can now cast those as well, all at level 35. So this is my personal favorite loadout. I will usually swap out Night Maiden's Mist for typically Flame Grant Me Strength, as that pairs nicely with Terra Magica to buff the Meteorite spells, giving them huge physical damage. And you can't forget Golden Vow as well to maximize on that with your Ritual Sword Talisman. I will sometimes use Laws of Regression in its place, as that is a very underrated spell. It will dispel all effects on somebody. So if we get invaded and they go and pop their Wondrous Physic, as seen in this clip here, you can see he has a buff on from his Wondrous Physic Flask and other various items. When I cast it, it will completely dispel all of those. So that's really, really strong at a low level, because typically those invaders might be relying on stat boosts from their Wondrous Physic Flask for 3 minutes, and you completely take that away from them. In this clip here, you can watch my FP bar barely move as I kill every enemy with Carrion Slicer, comboed with the Ancestral Spirit Horn Talisman, which grants me 3 FP back on this 4 FP costing spell. If that's a little too up close for you, then the Glintstone Pebble could also get the job done, and you won't burn through an entire FP bar. The cost is a little higher, but as you can see, I still had lots left over. Zaymor Ice Storm here, very underrated spell. Those enemies typically have pretty high resistances, and I cleared them in one go. Very good spell. Night Maiden's Mist, very good utility spell, as you can see there, clearing very tough enemies as they just stand in it and die. Its only downside is that you damage inside of it as well. My personal favorite spell is the Meteorite of Estelle. If you pair that with all of your buffs and the flask to not consume FP, you can one-shot bosses. Here's a much later fight in the game as I go right to phase 2 in the Godfrey fight. Just disgusting. You could also use Comet Azure, of course, and completely skip cutscenes for certain bosses, as they will not be getting a phase 2. So another favorite spell of mine, of course, is Shard Spiral. As you can see in this clip here, I completely destroy the last half of the Elden Beast's health. I'm honestly not sure what New Game Plus this is. My character is on New Game Plus 7 now, and this is an older clip. Could be regular New Game, but I'm not sure. Either way, that's half of Elden Beast's health gone in seconds, which is absolutely disgusting at level 35. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this build guide. I hope you plan on using it. Maybe drop some comments if there's anything else that you feel you could add to it. And I will pair this with my full walkthrough video for anyone who wants to make this build and is new to being a mage.